Hello everyone, I'm Shreyas and I'm from Logic. Today we're going to see the features and specifications of this FX series. FX series is available in different sizes, that is 65, 75 as well as 86 inches. And it comes up with the 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. It works on the Android 13 platform and it has got an optional OPS slot as well. Then it has been covered with a toughen glass which comes up with a 7mm of a hard disk. If someone by accidentally hits it, nothing gonna happen for this. Then it has got an anti-glare and anti-reflective property as well, so there will be no scratches, and as well as it absorbs the 60 to 70% of the light as well, so the students can see the screen properly. Along with this, it also has got some educational tools where we can use them effectively to teach comprehensively as well as more effectively in the classroom. So first we'll see the user interface. So this is how the user interface look like, and on the top right corner we have got a shortcut keys. So let's see them one by one. Here, this is the first one. This is a source menu. So whenever we connect our laptop externally through a wide way, we can switch between the the IFPD and the laptop just by a single click. Then next to that we have got a brightness control. So here we can increase or decrease the brightness. Then next to that we have got a audio control. We can increase or decrease the audio from here. Then the hotspot. Sometimes students might require or a teacher might require the internet connections whenever they are facing issue with their internet, so they can connect to this. Then the LAN and the Wi-Fi application. We can connect the IFPD to the internet through LAN as well as Wi-Fi. Now we have been connected through LAN, so this Ethernet is enabled, and if you want to connect through the Wi-Fi, just enable this Wi-Fi icon. Then we have got an assistive toolbar. I will just slide this arrow up. When I slide this arrow up, we're gonna see the applications and other tools. This assistive toolbar is present on the either sides as well, right side as well as the left side, so that teachers can make access to the tools or the applications instantly from wherever they are standing. So now we're gonna talk about the note application. The note application is nothing but a smart blackboard. How it works, how to use those tools more effectively, we're gonna see them one by one using the subjective examples. Okay, I have opened up assistive toolbar and I will click on Note Pro. So this Note Pro basically enables the teachers and it empowers the teachers to teach more effectively. Okay, now whatever we are seeing, this is the Note Pro application. So here this is a menu icon where we are able to see the different commands like save, open, save as, and how to use them. We'll see them later. Then these are the other tools which can be used during the classroom teaching or during the explanations as well. So first, whenever we start to teach something, we'd like to set the background. So how to set a background? So let's see that. So click on the menu, right? So we can click on the menu, and here we are able to see the theme option. So theme option, template, background. So we can set the background. Now it's white. I can set it to the green. I can set it to, let's say, purple, blue, or now as of now we'll keep this white. If you want a customized background, we can keep a customized background as well by clicking on this. Additionally, you can add different images, or if there is some event, you can add the images of those events as well. Then particularly if you want a background, now I want a square bar or a grid background. When you are teaching to the lower grades, you will be teaching them to how to write the numbers in the grids, right? So we can use this. If PE teachers would like to conduct the classes, if the ground is wet or something, they can make use of this templates of the different grounds, so they can tell the position, how the football field looks like, what are the dimensions, what are the positions of the different players. We can use them. Then we have got the graphs as well as the world map. We'll be looking them in a different stage how to use them. Okay, now let's set this back to normal. Okay, so here we have seen how to set the background as well as the template. Now first we shall start with the basic tool, that is stylus. This stylus is a passive stylus, so there is no need of charging it. It comes up with the two edges, one is a thinner edge and one is a thicker edge. We'll be able to write with the two different colors at the same time. So how can we do that? Let's see. I will click on the right option. When we click on the right option, here we are able to see two icons. One is a thinner edge and one is a thicker edge. Now for a thinner edge, with a thinner edge I want to write with a different color. Let's say I want to write with the black color. I have chosen a black color for that. Then to underline whatever we have written, so I will be underlining with a red color. So I have chosen red color for this. Now let's take a concept. So let's understand we are learning magnets. I have written a magnet. I will underline this with the red color, right? So at the same time, without switching the colors, we are able to write with the different colors. Now I feel like, the thickness, the underline which I have done, it's, the line is very, thinner. So I want to make it thicker. What I will do is that I will undo whatever I have done previously. Now for the thicker edge, I will increase the thickness. So we can change the thickness of the pen as well. So the line is more thicker than before. This is how we can do. Then we have got other options as well, like the flat brush. So when we are using the flat brush, the way, like now it's like, I'm writing with a pencil. When I'm using the brush, it gives a feel of, how we stroke with a brush. I will just increase the thickness just to show the difference. So we can see here when we write, it gives a different, the look. It's because it's a brush stroke. Now similarly with the pointed as well. Then what is this smart write? So we'll be looking it in a later stage. Then this is a magic pen. Now we're gonna highlight this word magnet. I'm gonna select this, right? I have choose the selection option. I've selected it. Now whatever I have written, I want to convert this into a text. What I will do is that I will write this smart write. Now it has got converted into the text format. Now what I can do is here, we can change the color of this word. Now let's change it to blue. You can change it to other colors as well. I want to bold this, so I can click on this. I can make it bold. I want to underline this. Even this is possible. Italic, it's possible again. I can set the angle which they are tilting. Yeah, okay. Now let's keep it simple. Undo all these things. Yeah, okay. Then we can use this scratch wording as well. So this is regarding the smart write and the style. Now when we are teaching, students will be very curious, or teacher might want to show something really interesting things about the magnet. What we can do is that at a time, use the smart search option. We have smart search this. So when we smart this, we will be going to the browser. It will take us to the browser. Now I will align this to the right side. Here we are able to see that resources related to the magnet. Now in the classroom, it will be difficult for the teachers or the lecturer to show the different kinds of a magnet. There will be horseshoe magnet, bar magnet, and all these stuffs, ring magnet. Sometimes the magnets might not be available, or it's difficult for us, to see everything in a classroom because they will be tiny as well. Here we can show them the images. We can show, right? So it's a horseshoe magnet. I will just open this. For the explanation, I need this horseshoe magnet. What we will do is that we'll just download this. I will tap on this. We downloaded this. Drag this to the screen. Okay. Sorry. We have dragged this to the screen. Now it comes up with a multi-window mode as well. I will align this to the left. We can use multi-windows at the same time. I will show this. Okay, this is on the right side, this is on the left side. Now we have aligned two windows. I will align this to the left corner. Similarly, I can open up other three windows. Okay, so we have opened that. So I can open this, I can align this to the left corner, and similarly one more window is open for us. We can open 4 windows at the same time. Now we have learned how to drag the images from the browser, and the teachers will be able to move this and annotate over this. So this is a north pole, the teacher can mention, and this is a south pole. We can annotate over the images, and we can drag the images, we can resize. So I will just click on selection. I have selected this. See, we get option to crop. So let me crop this a little bit. Yes, it's done. Or we can give a shape to this as well, like a round shape. Okay, it's perfect. Yes, I have cropped it to this one. Now let's again select it once again. If I want to flip, I can flip this. It has changed, like in a horizontal as vertical. If you want to flip, we can flip this. And if I want a replica of this image, I will click on clone. The image got duplicated. Now we don't want, we'll delete this. So what is the top option? We'll see that tool in the later stage. So this is related to the magnet. We fetch the images from the internet. Now sometimes teachers lectures might comes up with a pre-prepared material. So I have got, our teachers has got their own material. We want to import them from the local storage or from their pen drive. How can we access them? We'll see. So I will add one more page here. We have added one more page. Now I will use the import option. So where this import option is available. So click on the menu. When we click on this menu, here is a import option. Now here we are able to import different kinds of files. That's image, PDF, view PDF, and everything. So we will be seeing them one by one. Now let's import the image of a magnet. So it's an image. So I will click on an image. Will be taken through the local storage. So I have my content stored here. Now the magnet is, yes, it's here. I have imported the image of a magnet along with its magnetic field. So this is how we are able to import an image. Okay, I will just resize it. Okay, this is something similar to this. Now teacher can the same way, again annotate over this, all this. Now we want to make a reference to the textbook as well. So the students might be bringing the textbook or they might not bring. So what the teacher can do, they will be bringing also textbook, but whenever the teachers are teaching, teachers want the students to concentrate on whatever they are teaching. So teachers can just open the textbook from here. So all the students will be looking into the textbook without opening their textbook. So let's import a textbook. We'll add one more page. Now again I will go to the same menu, again use the same feature, import. I will import the PDF. So I will click on this. Now the whole the textbook getting converted into image format, and it is getting added to our note application. So we have added all these pages. We can resize the these images as well, or this textbook, let's say. Yeah, okay. So when we resize this, it doesn't loses its clarity, or its quality doesn't get deteriorated. So we can see here it's refreshing and we can see them clearly, and it's a magnetic effects of an electric current. So teachers again can annotate over this or underline the topic, and we can make reference to the textbook from here itself. Now what I want to do is that, like, I want to draw a magnet here. I'll be drawing a magnet, right, and magnetic fields around it. Now beside this, I want to write the properties of a magnet, like the properties of a magnetic field lines. Now here the space is too small. Now in a conventional way, what we would have done is that we would have erased and we would have written, but here it comes up with a infinity canvas. How are we going to use this infinity canvas? Now I'm going to use this move option. I have enabled the move option. I will just move this horizontally, right? So I wanted to explain about the properties. So I will write the first property here, right? They are looped. Magnetic field lines are looped. Then they start from north and end at south, like north to south. This is how I can write. Now I want to write, now we have done with the bar magnet. Similarly, I want to show for a horseshoe magnet. So further I will click on this move. Vertically I will move this up. Then I will draw a horseshoe magnet here. Then we can explain about the what I can say, the magnetic field lines using this infinity canvas. Here we are able to see, or we are able to write everything in a single page. Now we'll see whatever we have written, all the things, like we'll preview it. So we have written all these things. I want to make a reference to the textbook. I will just click on this. The textbook will appear. I want to refer to the properties. I will move this, so it's showing the properties. Then I want to move this to the horseshoe magnet. It will show me the horseshoe magnets. Okay, now if we want to see everything in a single screen, I will just minimize this. We can minimize up to 30% and we can maximize up to 300% as well, and we can use this as an infinity canvas. This application not only helps here, it helps in the mathematics class when we derive the theorems, because they will be lengthy, and in some physics problems we need to make a reference to the initial data to complete the further steps. While writing the C programs as well, so it will be a very handy tool. So that's a move option. Okay, now we have done with the magnets. Now after teaching this, the teachers would like to show something regarding the magnets, how magnet works, how they are made, and everything, right? So but before that, students might be curious how these magnets are made. Is it possible to create a magnet with any of the elements? They might be asking a questions, or they might be asking a doubts to the students. So we'll see how these magnets are made using this periodic table. The magnets are basically made up of different elements like cobalt, nickel, right, iron. So we have selected these elements. We can make a refer to the periodic table using the more tools. In the more application or a more tool, we have got this periodic table. So I will just insert this. Okay, we have inserted this cobalt, nickel, iron. If you want to understand the properties of this cobalt, I will just click on this. Okay, sorry, I'll make a selection. Now here we are able to see the cobalt's atomic number, its atomic structure and atomic mass, and its distribution of electrons, right? So similarly you can do this for all the elements. Now we have learned about how to make use of the periodic table. Similarly, it can be used in the chemistry class as well. You don't need to have a separate charts for each element, or else we can have a data from a single periodic chart. Now if a teacher want to show some videos related to the magnetism, we'll make use of this more option itself. We'll go to more and we'll click on this search. Okay, we can search for the pictures as well as we can search for the videos. So it will be directly taking us to the YouTube. So let's say magnetism. Okay, we have searched for the magnetism. The videos related to the magnetism will pop up. We can play some videos related to the magnetism. We'll insert this. Once we insert, it's important. Let's play this from this window. So we can see here the video is getting played. We'll be able to control we'll be able to control the sound of this video as well. Now during this video we feel like something is very important, some concepts are important, some images are very important. We can take a screenshot of this. How can we take a screenshot of this? Now for this purpose, we don't need to stop the video. We'll just make use of this assistive toolbar. Then here it's a crop option, right? So here it's a crop option. When I say click on this crop option, okay, before this, okay, let's say crop. Okay, now this is the core of the earth, right? So I want to take this screenshot. I will just resize this a little bit. It's a freedom window. I can resize. If you want to take a full size, you can use the full, so whole screenshot will come, the whole screen. If you want a particular window, since we are in a single window, we'll be able to take a single window. Then we'll just use a freedom window. We'll just take this screenshot, okay, and I will save this. It's getting saved to the local file manager. Okay, now since it has been saved, we can further continue with the video. Okay, we'll pause it. Okay, I'm sorry, we'll pause it. Then there is another way of taking a screenshot. Again, go to this menu, use the mark tool. Here, using this mark tool, we can take a screenshot again. Let's say a small window will pop up. Yes, it's here. Now I can write over this running video. Okay, now I can take a screenshot of this. I can write over this video. I can mark this. Then I can highlight this with a brush. So let's say I want to highlight this part. I can highlight this. Then I want to clean everything. We can clean this everything. We can save this. So now it's saved to the local file manager. In the more tools, we can again save and the finder. Like when we use the save option or the finder option, it's the same thing. It is getting saved to the local storage. If I want this to insert into the tech, like our smart blackboard, I will insert this. So it will get inserted into our smart blackboard. You can see the screenshot got imported. Then if you want to share this instantly with the students, just click on this share, click on the share, and a QR code will be generated. This QR code can be scanned by the students and they can fetch this. So here we are able to see the QR code. Then using the cloud, we can directly save it to our linked drive. Okay, so this is regarding the Mark II. Now we'll stop this particular window. Okay, we'll delete this particular video as well. Okay, this is how this more tool helps us for browsing videos, for making reference to the periodic table as well. Gonna add one more page. Now whenever we would like to, whenever we are writing something, let's say magnetic field, right? So we have written something. Now I feel like I have not written in a proper way. I want to erase it. Now we can simply erase with our palm. It automatically, it has got a palm gesture. We will be able to erase everything very smoothly. Now if we feel like no, we want that back, I can use this undo option. Everything will be back. And further, if you want to erase particularly only a particular word, or when you are drawing something, when you want to erase particularly, I will use this erase option and I can erase. I'm sorry. Okay, we are able to erase this. Now there was a pen, that is we wanted to talk about other two options, that is a smart write option. Now when I enable this feature, I'm writing a magnet. it automatically converts into text. So the smart text allows us to convert whatever we have written into the text format. And then next comes the magic pen. This magic pen helps us to draw the different things, right? We might be bad at drawing something, so at that time we can use. So let's say we are drawing a tree. Now it gives the images related to whatever we have drawn. So I have drawn a tree and it gave me images related to that. This will be pretty handy in the lower grades if you want to get the attention of the students, and this is gonna be very easy to draw for the teachers as well. Now we're gonna understand how to use this ruler applications, but before that let me add a page over here. Now there are different tools: compass, protractor, set square, as well as the ruler. How to use this in a classroom more effectively? Let's understand this through a question, right? So the question might be, draw an angle of a 60 degree without using a protractor. How are we going to do that? So first choose a ruler. Now I want to draw with a particular color. For that, go to the right option, choose the black color. We have choose the black color. Now we're going to draw a line of a random length. We have drawn this. This scale is expandable and it is rotatable. When I click on this expandable, it get activated. When I stretch or compress, the size get changes. Okay, now I'm gonna move this aside and we're gonna select the compass. Okay, now put your stylus on this and drag this. We are able to move this easily and smoothly. So I'm gonna place the nib of this here, and the double-headed arrow line, it's for adjusting the radius. Let's adjust this radius to 5 centimeter, let's say. Then here we are able to see an icon append with the arc. Click on this, it's get activated, blue in color. I want to draw an arc. I have drawn in a black color one. Now I want to change the color of an arc. Go back to the right, choose the red. Okay, how to rotate this? Basically the compass. Again, you can move this. If you want to rotate, you can rotate this way, like using this icon, rotate. When I click on this, it turns into blue and we'll be able to rotate this. Now we shall keep this on this. Okay, okay, let's place this accurately to get the accurate answer. We have placed this. Let's draw an arc. Now we have drawn an arc. Move this aside. Now choose the ruler once again. We'll rotate. Let's join this at the arc. And we have drawn the line. Now we have drawn this line. Now let's check the angle between this. Use protractor. I'm gonna place the center of the protractor at this intersection point. Now you can see in the scale it's exactly at the 60 degree. Now I'm gonna tell this gonna show me as 60 degree, right? So here we are able to see that it's a 60 degree angle. This is how we can effectively use these tools in the classroom. I'm gonna delete this. Okay, and you can mark this to 60 degree. So now we have seen the ruler options. Now let's understand about the shapes. I'm gonna add one more page, shapes. So when it comes to the shapes, so there are different shapes like 2D as well as 3D. Now in the 2D there are different tools like different shapes. One is, this is a smart shaping. Then the rest of them are circle, ellipse, triangle, then the parallelogram, right angle triangle, trapezium, square or a rectangle, rhombus, pentagon, straight line, double-headed arrow line, single-headed arrow line, dotted line, dotted straight, you can say, curved and dotted curved, and the flag. And we can use this all, as per our convenience. First, if you want to draw a circle, so I'm going to choose this and I'm going to choose the color as black. Just drag this and we're able to draw the circle. Now, if you want to change the color of this circle, what we can do is that, we're not going to delete this. Just select this. Okay. Now, click on the frame. Here we are able to change the color of this, purple, green. Okay, and even we can change the thickness of this. If you want particularly the dotted one as the frame, we can keep this dotted as well. We like to fill this with some color. Let's say we'll fill with this red color. We have filled this. Now we can duplicate this using the clone option. There is another image of it. Now let's change the color of this, fill this with a different color, the black one, and we'll change the frame color to the red one, so the reverse way, or else we'll change it to the blue one. Now if I want to bring the red circle at the front, what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose this color and top, so the red image, it come at the top. Similarly, we can use this top option for the images as well. If you want to bring some images at the top, we can use this feature. We're gonna add one more page, then look at the other shapes. Then similarly, we can draw ellipse. Let's choose this. Then triangle. We can use this. Now, every time I don't want to switch between the different shapes, for that I will use the smart. I can click on the shapes. Right here we are able to see the 2D and the 3D shapes. So the first one is the smart shaping, then the circle, ellipse, triangle, parallelogram, right angle triangle, rhombus, square or a rectangle, then the pentagon. I'm sorry, here the rhombus we missed out, then the straight line, double-headed arrow line, single-headed arrow line, then the dotted straight line, curved and dotted curved, and the flag. So how we're going to use them in the classroom, we're going to see. First, let's say this is a circle. So this is a circle. Now if you want to change the color of this, just select this circle. Okay, the frame, click on the frame, we'll change it to the red. And if we feel like the thickness is very small, then we can increase the thickness and we can convert this into the dotted as well. And let's shall fill with this the blue color. I'm sorry, it's a frame. Okay, choose the fill and we'll fill with this the red color. Now if you want a replica of it, just click on the clone. We're gonna get another one. Now let's change the color of it inside, change it to black. Now if you feel like the red circle has to be at the front, click on this, bring it to top. So the red color circle is on the top. And similarly, this top feature can be used for the images as well. If there are multiple images, if you want to bring and if those images are overlapping each other, and if you want to bring, you can use this top feature. And similarly, you can use the other features other shapes for drawing, like the ellipse, triangle. Now we don't want to switch between the different shapes. I want to draw automatically. We can use this smart shaping tool. This smart shaping tool allows us to draw everything easily. I haven't drawn a proper circle, but it understood that we have drawn a circle and it automatically gave me a image of a circle. Then we'll draw a rectangle. Now it gave me a rectangle. Similarly, a square, it gave me a square, right? And we can draw pentagon. Okay, because we haven't drawn this properly, we need to properly close the edges as well. Okay, this is 5-sided, that's pentagon we can say. Okay, now next coming to this, the other tool that's called as the form. How we're going to use this form? This form will be very useful for us while while differentiating between two things, or when you're using the can say the tables for making the schedules or exam schedules. So for different things we use the tables. Now it's a 3 into 2 cross matrix. Now if I want to increase the number of rows or the columns, how can we do that? Now for this reason we need to select them, right? We need to select them, but let's understand this through the subject. So we know the Mendel's principle of inheritance. We shall import a image related to that. Okay, image. Okay, now this is the second generation table, like what's going to be the chances, like the breeding chances. So there are two seeds, like round and yellow, and one is wrinkled and green. So when they get crossed, what kind of the breeding we gonna get, right? The first generation we have, and for the second generation we got a table. So when we want to generate such a table, now these tables are self-adjustive, like the cells of the cells are self-adjustive. Let's say this is, I am writing ry here, then ry, this is ry. Now it's gonna be rryy. The size of the cell automatically got adjusted. It adjusts according to the size of the word. Now I want to add one more row here. What I'm going to do is that select this, I'm going to add this. So a row has been added. Now I can write this again here. Then we shall continue. Similarly, the same way you can add the rows and you can add the columns. Now if you want to add in between, the same thing, select this, add this. We can add in between as well. Okay, so this is regarding the form option. Now we shall understand about the mind map. Mind map is generally used for summarizing the concept or breaking down the concepts, like a tree structure or a chain structure. So in India we have got a constitution. Under the constitution there are two bodies, that's Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, like basically, okay, constitution, okay, then Lok Sabha, and the Rajya Sabha. Okay, we have chosen this. The third one is not necessary for us, so we shall select this and delete this. Now further we want to continue that chain or that tree, how the members are elected to the the body. So I can add this for Rajya Sabha as well, because people will be nominated, elected, so we can continue this and we can break down the concept very easily. Not only here, in the history, the rulers, right, the hierarchy of the rulers, like in the English as well, like the tenses, part of tenses, right, all these things we can study about this, or break down types of tenses, types of seasons, types of weathers, right, types of clouds. There are different scenarios and there are different types of frictions, everything. Wherever it's there, like in all the subject, it can be used more effectively just to summarize a concept along with the examples, right? Okay, now this is there. I can just move this, right? I can move this here and I can minimize this and we can maximize this as well. So this is regarding the mind map application. Now since we saw this as well, we shall understand the shapes in more detail, how we can use this in a more effective manner. During the physics lectures, right, especially the light chapters, we study light as a ray, right? There will be a lot of ray diagrams. Now using this we can draw the ray diagrams, right? Say first we shall draw a concave mirror. Okay, let's draw a principal axis. I'm sorry, shall choose the shapes. line, a principal axis with a dotted line. Let's say it's a principal axis with a dotted line, and mark the pole, focus and center of curvature. Now whenever a light ray travels parallelly to the principal axis, what happens to that? I need to choose the shapes. What happens to that? It comes back through the focus. So this is one kind of array. Now the another kind of array, when it is passes through the focus, it comes parallelly, right? Then when it passes through the center of curvature, we can change the color. Let's change it to red. Okay, it retraces its own path. Okay, we can mark this way. So easily the reflected ray, incident rays, all can be marked. This is not gonna be handy here. It will be handy in all the subjects wherever we are using the lines. Okay, so this is gonna be a more appropriate drawing. We can draw the position of the image, position of the object accurately. On the blackboard it will not be possible for us because we will not be drawing according to the dimensions. So here with this the tool, we can draw them more effectively and efficiently, and we can locate the images easily as well. Then the 3D shapes, there are different 3D shapes like sphere, hemisphere. Okay, then the cube, the cylinder, tapered cylinder, cone, tetrahedron, prism, then the cube. Right now, cylinder, we have drawn the cylinder. It allows the teachers to explain about the area and the volume concepts more effectively. Now this is an area, right? Okay, let's undo this. This is area. The area of a circle is nothing but pi r square. Here the additional is nothing but the height. It's a height. Now since it's a height, we are considering here the volume. Volume is nothing but area into height, right? So area is already the pi r square and the height, and we can break out the concepts into simple things using these shapes, right? So we have seen explaining about what the light ray diagrams and these cylinder shapes and everything. Now we want to make a refer to any of the PPT files or something, we can make a refer to, right? We can use the application, that's an import, like import application, then view PPT. When I click on this view PPT, the notes, the documents will get popped up. So here there are, okay, so it has got opened up, right? So I can make a refer to this PPT and I can explain the things in a more convenient manner. Okay, I can move this. Okay, I can align this at the center. I can move this. Now it's in a presentation mode, right? We can swipe this, right swipe, left swipe. We can change the slides. It's gonna be simple, and we will be able to write over this as well, right? We'll be able to write, we can point over it. If you are using a presenter, we can point over it, or writing, we can write. We can go to the next slide. We can use all of these features effectively along with this. It is pinned. Even I can use this, I will side this and I can write and I can mark it here. So still we are able to use the note application without closing that tab. So since we have pinned that tab, okay, here we have pinned this tab. If I unpin this, when I'm using this, right, when I'm using this, that gonna get disappeared because we have unpinned it. So if you want that also be there and this also to be there, we need to pin that. Okay, so this is regarding the view PPT option. And similarly, we can use the view PDF and view PPT option for just viewing the things, not getting them imported into the whiteboard application. And similarly, you can use the image and the PDF, we have seen that earlier, like to import them into the, we can say, the application. Next, now teachers want to highlight something in the classroom. Basically, you say some important concepts related to the exams, okay, or else students might have the doubts and the students want to ask their doubt and teacher want to take that at the end. Or else, let's say there are some notices for the students for registering their name for the sports event or for the examinations as well. For that reason, teachers can highlight this using the note. Let's say sports event tomorrow, they can register their name, okay. So this will be there at the top, students can make a note of this. So this is how we're going to use the note application. Let's cancel this. Then there is another option called as a partition. When I click on this partition, the screen will get split into 3 sections. Here you can call up the students and ask them to participate like in any of the activities. So whatever we have learned, so students can come and write about it. So we can make the students to write with the different colors, okay. We change it to blue. So the person who is writing here, so let's say he is writing lens, it will be the red color. Here mirror, green color, right, and here microscope. So people will be able to write with the different colors at the same moment, okay. So this is regarding the partitions. Then we can make use of what, the mode tool here. Mode tool is basically for conducting the activities after the class, right. What happens in the classroom after the session, teachers would like to understand how much the students have understand the concept. For that reason, the activities become very crucial and it will be very interactive. Children would like to participate in those events as well. So let's say click on ranking, right. So when we click on a ranking, there will be 2 teams. The teachers can conduct a quiz, teacher can orally show the orally dictate the questions, or else they can show it at the screen. If a team answers correctly, add them a point, and other team answers, add them a point. If there are multiple teams, add another teams, and for the winner we can give the awards as well, right. So the team 1 and the team 2, they have won because they have got a more like points, we can say. So this is related to the activities. Then there are other type of activities like fun classify. Let's say these are the like the basic structures how you can create the game. Now these are already pre-prepared. If you would like to prepare the content, we can prepare that. So that will be seeing in a later stage with respect to the Bytello. There will be understanding about the Bytello, what the Bytello, how we can create the content in a Bytello, how we can create the activities in the Bytello. Here it's a city name and the country name. We need to differentiate, right? So New York is a country or a city? It's a city, right? If I try to put this in a country, it doesn't take. So I will put this here. Norway, it's a country. London, city. Canada, it's a country. Okay, students would like to play the games. So if you ask them and come here and play this game, they would be more happy to play these games, right? Because students love playing games. Okay, and there are other types of games, and if you want to create more, it can be done through the Bytello. We need to log in here and we can fetch the games from the Bytello class as well. Okay, so this is regarding the activities. Now there is a one more way of conducting the polls, so that will be seeing them in a later stage how to conduct the poll questions as well. Adding to this, then there are other things like the planet. Here we are able to show a 3D version. Selection. Okay, 3D version. Here we can show to the students the movements, right? The solar system, how the planets revolve around the sun, how their motions will be, and what are their positions around the sun. And we can rotate this, and we can rotate the planets as well, including the sun. Then other to this, we'll undo this, add the formulas. So this is not a formula list, like here we get the options like the trigonometric functions like sine, cos, tan, just to create a question. Here we have got a numbers as well as some trigonometric things as well as the root and the exponential things. Here the alphabets we got, then other symbols equal to, greater than, not equal to, other symbols we have got, then theta, gamma, alpha, omega, and then sigma. All these symbols are present. This is just to create the questions that the students can read the notations, symbols, effectively, because some people write the symbols in a different way, right? We write a pi in a different way, and some people might write sigma in a different way, some people might write rho in a different way, but actually how it looks like they need to understand, right? So for that reason this would be very handy for the teachers to create the questions using the symbols and the numbers. Then I want to redo, we can redo this, the redo options is also available. Then if you want to share this to the students, because the class is now done, there are different ways of sharing this to the students. One is through QR code and one is through email. If the classrooms allows the mobiles, we can use this share option. Once we click on this share, the students will be able to scan this and they will be able to download. It's taking a little bit of a time to export because we have added 33 pages, right, along with the content and everything. So it takes a time the data to get processed. So once a QR code generated, the students can scan that and they can download, or else teachers can take a screenshot of that and send it to the WhatsApp group. People can download later stage as well, or else using the here we can see a QR code has been generated. Then if you want to send through the basically the email, what we can do is that click on the email, it get exported, then we need to add our account, the school account or the teacher's individual account, and then share with the parents, because the lower grade students might not have the email ID or the mobile, so they can share to the parents, and the parents will also get to know what's happening in the class and what the teachers are all teaching and it becomes a repository for the teachers as well. Once everything is done, they can store this with them forever. And if a student comes and asks, can you repeat this, I haven't got this, then we can give this to them, like they will be able to understand the concept in a better way when they go home and when they revise the subjects again, right? And whatever we have done till now, it's gonna be get saved as a IWP format. If I'm using this save option, let's say I'm clicking on this menu, and if I'm clicking on the save option, it's gonna get saved as what? A IWP format. Okay, I will click on OK. Let's say it as yes1, like the session 1, we have saved it, so it's getting saved as a IWP format. But this is not accessible through all the tabs or the laptops, because it's a IWP format, that is interactive whiteboard format. For this, what we can do is that click on menu, export this to the image format. So whatever we have written, it will be converted into image or a PDF. So we'll convert this into a PDF format, and you can share this with the students as well. Okay, let's save this. Okay, we are saving this as a PDF thing, and we can also directly save this to the cloud as well. So the cloud option, we just need to log in. How to make a login for that? Let's see this. Okay, it's not open. For this, click on the cloud storage. Okay, Google Drive, OneDrive. So where you want to store, so just click on this, put your credentials, and you will be able to save this. Now during the lectures, we might be storing our files generally in the cloud, right, like drives. But if you want to have access to that, how can we do that? Yes, we can have access to that using the Google Drive, right? So I'm gonna click on this. Now first in order to access this, we need to connect our thing to the ByTelo, right? ByTelo will be, as we discussed, we'll be seeing them in a later stage. What I'm going to do is that click on ByTelo. I will click on login. I'm going to scan this QR code. So once I scan this QR code, okay, we'll be able to scan this QR code. Now we have logged in. Once we logged in, it will show as a logged in. It's taking, okay, we have logged in. Now here I have access to my Google Drive. I have connected my Google Drive to this. Now I have got some material here, right? Let's say PDF files, right? Mathematics, trigonometry, social science. So whichever is there, you can take them and you can insert that again here. So even this is possible. We can connect OneDrive, Google Drive and the ByTelo drive. In the ByTelo also you will be getting a cloud storage to store the content as well. We have successfully inserted a PDF file from the cloud. So this Google Drive will be pretty handy if we have stored our data in the Google Drive or the OneDrive. Okay, so now let's add one more thing. So at the end of the session, students might ask some doubt, alright, or they might be asking some questions. You might think they are very important doubts. All the students should know about those doubts. For an example, let's say why magnets always positions itself to the north south, right? So if this is a magnet, this will be always north and this will be always south, right? Whenever we hang a magnet, it always get positioned to north south. Why is that so? Students might come on the board and they might answer this, whoever might be knowing, or the teacher might be answering this, and we need to record this stuff because this is very important. For this reason, we can record the whole class. So let's drag this assist toolbar up, click on the more, and here there is a record. So during this record, we can change the settings. So what quality of a resolution you want, HD resolution or lower than that, we can select, okay, confirm and click on recording. The recording of the class has been started. So this becomes very helpful in the practical classes, because in the labs sometimes the instruments might get they might not work properly, or they might the temperature, or you can say for conducting the biological experiments they require temperatures as well, right? So sometimes we might not be able to maintain those temperatures, and we can record whenever it's possible and we can show it to the students. They can repeat the experiments just by using these recorded things, because they will not be getting a time to repeat the experiments in the classrooms as well because of shortage of a time. Let's stop this. Okay, we are able to stop and it has been downloaded, and we want to highlight, right? We want to highlight something. This is very important. Let's say, okay, let's select this. Now this is a human eye, and this is a very important for the examination point of view. And what are the parts of the eye? To highlight this, we can use the more option, spotlight. So I'm going to turn this spotlight into this. We can increase or decrease the size, clarity, the transparency. Now I will adjust to this. Okay, now the students will be having their whole concentration here apart from rest of the screen, and we can easily show them that this is a retina, this is optic nerve, right, ciliary muscles. This is gonna be a attention catcher for the students. Okay, now this is a main, we can save this. Okay, we are able to save this file. We have saved this to the previously saved file. Now here we spoke of the polling thing, right, how the students can poll from their mobile or how they can vote from their tabs. So we're gonna see that through a application, that's a air class application, how it works and how teachers can conduct it. We'll be seeing that right now.